What's up, everybody? So I wanted to record a video of my specific warm-up routine for mobility. This is a routine that I do before probably 90% of my workouts. I typically warm up the same stuff the same way. I've learned my limitations. Most of them lie with an internal and external rotation of the shoulders. I typically sit protracted with my scapulas and shoulders as a whole. And my hips stay locked up from sitting a lot, from writing a bunch of program. I do a lot of body work and manual work as a therapist, so I have a very similar type of desk posture that others do that's a little bit stiffer because there's force applied to what I do rather than just sitting at a desk. So most people who watch this video are going to benefit greatly from this. So we're just gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna start with some hip, and we're gonna do this laying on the ground. So first thing I always like to do is warm up the hip joint directly. So we're just gonna bring hands behind the legs, and I'm just gonna start to sweep my thigh left and right. So a hip already popped, which is a good sign for me. So my abs are tight, my body is still, and I'm just trying to spin my thigh bone in the hip joint. And I'm just gonna rep out about 15 of these or so back and forth. I'm not really counting necessarily as much as I'm just going to start moving or keep moving until I feel as though this joint and this movement has become a little bit easier. So maybe it's 30 seconds consistently, maybe it's 10 reps, maybe it's 15. It varies a little bit for me, and it probably will for you. The biggest thing is that you don't cause any pain or pinching, and you just keep moving and you stay strong as you do this. So I am flexing everything in my leg as I go back and forth. And now we switch sides. So leg is straight up and down, core is tight, and we sweep. And my left leg lately is the one that likes to give me more trouble, so I'm gonna be a little pickier with holding the leg still and bracing my core to make sure that I only move in the hip joint. And we're just gonna keep sweeping back and forth. Internal rotation goes out, external rotation goes in, and I'm just constantly trying to find, feel, and own my hip joint as I go back and forth. This is nothing crazy. Most people should be able to do this. I will say, if your hip is pinchy, bring the knee down and work from less hip flexion and do what you can. But I'm gonna stay up here. Keep rotating, strong movement. The last couple reps, as you start to really feel things opening up, you probably will naturally start to fight harder. If you didn't on your own, I want you to make sure that you do that. Get that contraction, squeeze, squeeze, and now I'm really starting to feel this hip open, which is typically trickier for me to do, so that's a good sign that things are getting better. All right, from here, we're gonna go straight into some 90-90 work. This is gonna be kind of like a shin box variation with a little bit of pails and rails type stuff, so all FRC for the most part. So this is a closed 90, so 90-90. So I'm gonna, or more like a shin box, technically. Foot up against the knee. This is my right leg back and my left leg forward. First thing I'm gonna do, right hand holds the ankle, and I'm just gonna start to open this right leg for about 10 reps. That's 3, that's 4, and I'm just trying to move in the hip joint. I'm trying to push my foot into the ground lightly, trying to flex through that hip, trying to just wake up all this lovely glute tissue. And again, I am thinking hip joint as I move, and I'm letting all the other muscles do the work for me. From here, when I go to flip over, I'm gonna make sure that I'm strong as I do this. So my left leg is gonna glue itself to the ground. My right leg is going to command the opening, and it's gonna fight for rotation. From here, my left leg can't stay down anymore, but I'm gonna fight to keep it down as my right leg forces me to pull open. As I get to the center here, I crank both knees open. I flex my glutes, I stretch my groin, and then my right knee pulls over, makes contact. Left knee then pulls to the ground, and I reset, and I go through it all again. I lift this thigh on my left side now. I am trying to own the joint, and I'm trying to keep this clean and controlled. If it's pinchy, you only work with what it will let you do pain-free. And remember, we're going for roughly 10 reps or so, or until you feel the fatigue and that little mini burn start to kick up in your hips. And then we open, we fight for the open, we let the left leg drag us open, the right leg fights for the ground. I constantly fight that right leg down until it has to come up. We get to center, I open the knees, squeeze the butt, feel the stretch in the groin. Left leg continues to take over as the right one fights to stay open. Left hits the ground, sticks to the ground. Right one then closes. And from here, I'm just going to go back and forth with the opening. So I fight the right one open. Left one constantly fights out. Strong as we go back and forth. Peel it open, peel it down, peel it open, peel it back, and we work back and forth. And we keep that strength. I've got about 70% tension here as I move back and forth. This is not easy. If it feels easy, you're making it easy. And I want you to work as you pull this open. We're going to do one more going back the other way. Peel it, crank it, fight the other one out, drive down, drive down. All right. From here, I'm just going to go to knees real quick. You can do this standing as well. I'm going to do it kneeling. So hands are on the hips. We're going to focus on a pelvic tuck. Clench the butt, scoop the tailbone underneath you. Lower abs are tight, and I'm trying to squeeze my butt cheeks nice and strong. And then I'm going to flip my tailbone back, arch my lower back as far as I can, just as long or as deep as it'll let me. And then I tuck, scoop, squeeze, and we're focused more on the tuck and squeeze here. As I flip back, I flex my lumbar spine, I try to open that up, and then I tuck the butt, flex my hamstrings, my butt, scoop, feel the squeeze, reverse it. Flip the hips, flip the tailbone, fight for a little range. It's okay to bend a little bit at the hips, but I really want you to try to keep it all in the pelvis and low back. Tuck, scoop, flex, squeeze, pull the abs in, try to find a stretch in the front because you're squeezing so hard in the back. Flip again, open it up, flip, scoop, flip, bring it back, flip, scoop, squeeze, squeeze. Now pull your legs together on the last one, crush the thighs together, scoop the butt, big giant squeeze, relax. All right, shoulder blades are next. We're gonna do this from a half kneeling position, arms out. So I'm gonna punch forward, open my shoulders on the back as wide as they can get, shrug up, crank back, crack the imaginary walnut between my shoulder blades. The back does not arch, and then I drag down. I keep them down, I reach forward, and I reverse it. Down, squeeze back, crack the walnut, shrug up, punch open, down, pinch, keep the pinch, shrug up, reach, open, and again, back, up, forward, reverse it, up and back, squeeze down, reach forward, and then we're just gonna go forward, back, relax. Now we're gonna go both arms at the same times for the shoulder joint. Hands start facing forward, elbows are locked out. We straight arm lift, flexing as we push up and through the ceiling. As we max out at the top, we flex through our upper back, the core is strong. We spin through the hands, we rotate through the arms, we pinch the shoulder blades together, and we find as much rotation and extension as possible. Hands face out at the sides, shoulder blades pinch back, triceps and backs of the shoulders pull us backwards. Big extension. We flex the hands, the elbows, and the shoulders as we reach backwards and rotate. Fight for rotation as it comes up and over. So we get to the top. We freeze here. We pull the thumbs backwards. Flex the upper back. Flex the hands, arms, elbows as we rotate and reach backwards again. Big spin, chest stays tall, shoulder blades come back, elbows lock, triceps back of the shoulders pull, rotate. Fighting for rotation, fighting for range of motion, and then we flex to pull it down. Good. Spine is next. Spine I'm going to do in this position as well, and this is just going to be flexion and extension. So I got a mic on me, so I'm not going to wrap up as tight as I normally would, but you guys are going to hug all the way around. I'm going to be a little looser here. Actually, yeah, I'll be looser. So chin goes down, and then we think upper back opens as we peel down into flexion. And we try to roll the spine over as deep as it'll get. And then once we've maxed out, we try to tuck the butt. See if we can scoop down a little bit more. And then we extend through the lower back. Arch the lower back. Break the rib cage open, one rib at a time. We extend. We reach the chest up, elbows up. Pull the base of the neck backwards. Find that big extension. Fight for some control. And then we come down. Chin tucks. We peel open from the top. Fight to find some active stretch as deep as we can get. You might need to open this knee if you're kneeling like me so you can get deeper. The butt is tight. Lower back extends one piece at a time through the spine as we try to own extension. Lots of tension here, guys. We're trying to warm up. Remember, we're trying to prime the body. Break the rib cage open. Lift the elbows. Head comes back. Elbows go up. Big extension. Fight for it. And one more. Chin down. Peel it open. Roll the back open. Crunch. Find that active stretch in the back. We get to the bottom. Tuck the butt. Lower back. Pulls us back. Arch. Break the rib cage open. One rib at a time. Lift the chest. Lift the collarbones. Lift the elbows. Base of the neck pulls back. Huge extension. Own it, own it, own it. Fight for more. And then we ease off. Good. All right. From here, we're going to go through some rotation of the hip. I like to do this standing because I find this is where it really applies more to me specifically, and I like to do this. It's a little weird, but it gets the job done. Heel is down, leg is locked out, and we're going to do a closed chain rotation of the thigh. So my thigh, knee, shin, and foot are all spinning out. And then I'm just going to rotate the whole thing in, trying to crank the thigh, knee, and thigh, knee, and shin in. Rotate, twist. Big turn out, big turn in, screwing the heel into the ground, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, fighting for range of motion each and every time. Relax. We go to the other side, same thing. Strong on the standing leg, heel is down on the opposite, core is tight, we spin. Own rotation. Flex the butt as you turn out. Flex the inner leg stuff as you turn in. Flex the butt as you turn out, core stays tight. Inner leg stuff as you turn in. We go out, rotate, thigh, knee, shin, in, rotate, thigh, knee, shin. Stay flexed. Out, big twist, fight for range. In, big twist. One more back and forth. Rotate, spin, spin, fight for it. Flex the butt. And in, twist. Relax. Cool. All right, we're almost there. We're going to do one more thing, and this is just going to be a better opener for the chest. This is something that is not super complicated. This is very common. A lot of people do this in different ways. I'm just going to do it kneeling just because I fit the screen better for the camera. This is just a dislocate with a PVC pipe with some specific cueing. So wide hands, elbows are locked out. We start down at the hips, and we rotate up and over. Now, as we get up to the top overhead, we want to think ribs down And then from here, we're gonna pinch the shoulder blades back and together. And we want to find a stretch in the chest. And then we're gonna hold where we feel the best stretch. Some of you might be up, some of you might be down here, some of you will be in the middle like me, and we're gonna hold. All we're gonna do from here is pinch the shoulder blades together and then relax. And notice it's not moving, we're just trying to contract. Pinch the shoulder blades together and relax. Pinch, shoulder blades together, try to at least, and relax. Now pinch the shoulder blades together, flex the shoulders themselves, bicep, triceps, everything tries to push the bar backwards, and we relax. And 2 more, flex, push, squeeze, relax, flex, pinch, flex, flex, push, squeeze, and then we come over slowly and down and relax. So I think that was about 13, 14 minutes. It might have gone over just a little bit. That includes some of the talking and cueing. So remember this routine, use this often. Once you master it, when I'm not cueing it, it takes maybe 8 minutes for me to go through the whole thing. Talking to the camera and going through it takes a little bit longer, so hopefully you guys will master this routine. It's quick, it's effective, it primes the body, and then you can go straight to your cardio, straight to your weight training. You can do this as an evening routine, but give it a shot, let me know how it goes, and you guys keep following so you can see all my content as it comes out. Thanks, guys.